Over time, I've grown to really like Bill Maher, but his atheism really betrays him when it comes to politics. I think it's one of the biggest reasons why his political opinions are off. However, Ben Shapiro properly explained to Bill why the United States is a Christian nation. It's quite good. Take a look.
Bill, you and I agree on morality. I'd say like 87%.
Morality,
87.5.
but not from the Bible.
I have a question. Why?
Because it's for slavery. Because it's okay with slavery.
Why do you and I agree on morality like 87.5%? I'm a religious Jew. You're an atheist. Why do we agree on those things? I'll tell you. I mean, I can give you my answer.
Yeah, please.
Because we probably grew up a few miles from each other in a Western society that has several thousand years of biblical history behind it. And so you can think that you hit that triple and you formed your own morality, but the reality is you were born morally on third base.
No, okay. We got that morality from the Enlightenment, which was an anti-religious movement. The founding fathers, they weren't religious people. They were deists. They weren't particularly Christy.
Because cut flowers die. Meaning that if the flower is the result of the root, and then you cut the flower, you can live on with a secular humanistic morality, be a moral person, be a good person, but it does not systemically maintain. If there's no actual outgrowth from a basis of belief that this is fundamentally demanded of you by a higher power, because you can't get from atheism to reductive morality just by pure reason, right? Even every atheist will acknowledge this. The values that you believe are not things that can just be reasoned to, because they assume things that are not in evidence, like the inherent value of humanity. I mean, we're pieces of meat wandering through space. What's the inherent value of that? These are all religious, faith-based premises. You don't have to believe in God to believe in those things, but they are logical jumps. They are leaps of faith, is what we would call that in religion. And so at least acknowledging that recognizes that we're all living in a world of faith, whether you believe in God or not. But here's the real question. If the sort of reasonable morality that you espouse is universal, then why is it not even remotely universal on planet Earth? Okay, it is only found in Christian-based societies. You will not find it unless it was grafted on later by, us conquering someplace.
Christian-based? You saying this with the yarmulke on?
Yes, because because Christians believe the first half of the Bible, which is mine.
I'm working on them, Bill. I'm working on
them. Well, as you know.
Okay, so right there is what leftists are afraid of. Just like Marx, they are fully aware that the United States is founded on Christianity. They hate the U.S., and so the natural thing for them to do then is to take out the thing that is holding the U.S., which is Christianity. So they hate that. Christianity, by the way, which is way better than any other ideology. The morality of Christianity, and this week has shown it better than anything, is what allows conservatives to not burn buildings down when Charlie was murdered. Leftists destroy everything when their leaders die. Literally everything. Not just George Floyd. I mean, that happened, sure. But there are countless other examples of that. BLM was not the only example. Christianity, on the other hand, teaches turn the other cheek. Christ had all kinds of righteous anger. I think a lot of Christians had righteous anger when Charlie Kirk was murdered. It's okay to be angry. It's even okay to be boisterous at times. But Christ never burned things down. It's why I condemned conservative commentators from getting too feisty after Charlie was murdered. Like, I get we were upset. I understand it was horrible. But we had people like Ben Shapiro, for example, who I agree with on like 98% of issues. But he was making videos saying, F you, without the censored part, to the shooter and to the leftists that were supporting him. And the thing is, I understand Ben's not a Christian, but we had Christian conservatives saying the exact same thing. And my point is simply this. Christ said, but I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. And that is the actual proper Christian response to anything in our country. Always. Christ literally says, I know this hurts a little bit, but pray for the shooter. Bless Nancy Pelosi. Love Barack Obama. It's not easy, but that is what the West was founded on. I think that's what Bill Maher does not understand. I actually think Ben Shapiro doesn't really understand that, because he's not a Christian, but I think in his heart he does, because he's actually testifying that to Bill Maher. If we Christians forget that and do some of the nasty things and say some of the nasty things that people have said over the last few weeks, we damage the West just as much as the leftists. The progressive left is a cult. I talk about it all the time. I know you've heard about it a lot. In my book, A New Cult. Go check it out right now if you haven't already. It's time to finally get it. I talk about some fun and crazy stories that a lot of people have not heard about, so go check it out right now. The link is in the description below. Thank you so much for watching this video, everybody. Please like the video so other great patriots like yourselves will see it, and you can tune in every single weekday at 6 p.m. Eastern for the live show, or you can watch another video right here